After a short breather, the FIBA 3x3 World Tour 2020 season resumes in Doha in the last regular season Masters before the grand finale next month in Jeddah. We sit down with Manila Chooks TM star Joshua Munzon, who's fresh off dominating the Filipino bubble. He's smooth and stylish, the 007 of 3x3. Spencer Jennings from Japan's Yoyogi Crayon EXE explains why he's 3x3's best-dressed player. And we meet the Lithuanian Rodman, you heard me right, Zygamantas Skukas from New Kids on the Block Utena Uni Club. Plus, stay tuned to the end of the magazine for a can't-miss top 5 plays of the tournament. It's quick, it's epic, it's Olympic. Welcome to the world of FIBA 3x3 basketball, a game played with non-stop music on a half court between two teams of 3 players aiming to hit 21 points before 10 minutes of game time is up. Previously, at the FIBA 3x3 World Tour, this season's World Tour finale started in August, and let me tell you, the wait was well worth it, with a triple dip of Masters in Hungary that was absolutely lit. World number 1 Lehman won 2 of 3 titles, with Riga claiming the other. After a well-earned break, Lehman will be aiming to continue their magical season, but they'll have to deal with a loaded field comprised of 4 of the world's top 5 teams. There's also some extra motivation for the last 2 tickets to the Jeddah final. 10 teams have already qualified, and 7 teams in Jeddah will try to leapfrog the teams ranked 11th and 12th in the standings. Ulaanbaatar MMC Energy of Mongolia and Amsterdam from the Netherlands. Let's find out who emerges on top. Man, it's been 2 months too long. That's why I'm too hyped that 3x3 is back. World number 1 Lehman didn't miss a beat with an unbeaten day 1, but they were pushed by Manila Chooks TM, let me tell you. Last year in Doha, Lehman were stunned by Joshua Munzon and Pasig Chooks, but the Serbs this time, they came ready. Even without his bushy beard, Mihailo Vasic still intimidates, and the big fella bullied the smaller Filipinos inside. This game looked like a wrap when Stefan Stojacic, aka Mr. Robot, was activated, but the ferocious Munzon brought the monsoon to Doha. When he wasn't swishing like mouthwash, he was dishing like a head chef to turn the bleachers into a Manila street party. But the Filipinos had no rim protection, and Stefan Stojacic took advantage as Lehman won well under the time limit to send winless Manila Chooks TM packing. Speaking of Stojacic, I cannot wait till that top 5 to show you one of the Dime of the Year candidates that he dropped in a tournament opener. Defending champs Riga started with an easy W over Yoyogi Crayon EXE, and they made it 2 for 2 by rolling past Jeddah. Karlis Lasmanis didn't need to take flight, with his J feeling so right. And the Latvians shared like they cared like always. Norris Miezis went bang bang as Riga edged clear before Jeddah clawed back with Naboisa Kilian killing it. Miezis was feeling it, but resisted the slam before sharpshooter Edgar's Krumans finished things off by splashing from nearby Katara Beach. We missed you, Princeton! Last year's World Tour final runners-up made their season debut, and even without star Robbie Hummel, they were humming over German team Bielefeld LFDY. But Hungry Masters runners-up Oob proved far tougher, even without a sub. This was a battle between big boys Ivan Popovic and Kareem Maddox. The Serbs started fast, but the American joined the SWAT team before taking flight on Qatar Airlines. Reem had the cream around the rim, but Popovic was money from downtown. The final moments had more action than Tenet, with a never-give-up Oob squad getting within 1 of the dub. Craig Moore tied the scores at 20 before Maddox single-handedly won the game with a stuff on Popovic before hitting the Tissot buzzer beater. Welcome back, Princeton. There was a lot of interest over Pool C. We call it the Group of Death. But a shorthanded New York Harlem team without a sub had no gas and scored just 15 points in 2 games. So it was left to Debrecen Masters runners-up Utena Uni Club and a talented Lausanne Catapult team to slug it out for the pool's pole position. Newcomer Zygamantas Skukas from Utena Uni Club stole the show. The defensive menace started with the rejection, then proved he had plenty of O2. Skukas even hit twos with one shoe. That's what you call a 2-for-1 discount. Then my guy tried to block shots with the other one. There's a reason he's called the Lithuanian Rodman. This game was more explosive than a Woj bomb, with emerging stars Ignas Vaitkus crossing up West Motini, but King West responded with the scoop like a reporter from Al Jazeera. But this was Skukas' night, and he finished the deal in style and celebrated like he was at a nightclub. So, number 11 seed Bielefeld, LFDY, and number 12 seed Lucelle were the surprise packets who advanced, while number 3 seed New York Harlem and number 5 seed UB were the highest seeds to bid farewell. Manila Chooks TM, Yoyogi Crayon EXE, Kamakura Nature Made, and Riyadh also left Qatar early. Joshua Munzon proved he was the Philippines' top-ranked 3x3 player with a spectacular performance in the recent Filipino 3x3 League, punctuated by the winner in the unforgettable million peso game. It was a welcome 3x3 return for Munzon, but playing in the bubble for 2 weeks presented challenges.
I'd say the most difficult thing for me would be, I guess, just being in the bubble, I'd say overall. I mean, being away from my family. There's a lot of Netflix, a lot of video games, a lot of Call of Duty, and a lot of sleeping. I'd say I probably slept most of those days. When we didn't have practice or didn't have any games, I for sure was sleeping a lot. I'd say it was very difficult after being off 6-7 months and then having to come back and get back in shape and work our way back, into 3x3 shape, because it's not easy playing 10 minutes nonstop like that. But I say it was tough. I mean, we all had to overcome obstacles after being off for so long, and I think we saw the fruits of our labor going through the things the way we did and ultimately coming out champions.
In Hoops Crazy Philippines, 3x3 has exploded in recent years to create such a devoted and passionate fan base.
We started our league last year, going on to the Masters and even more, a couple challengers. It's made a big impact. 3x3 has definitely blown up, so to speak, in the Philippines since, Chooks to Go has put together these leagues and put us in the Masters, and it's been fun. Getting love from everywhere, all the fans, and we're definitely thankful for all the support that we've got in the Philippines.
Underlining the game's growth, the 25-year-old has stepped away from a promising pro basketball career and committed solely to 3x3 as he eyes next year's Olympic qualification tournament in Austria.
3x3 right now is, my best opportunity to represent the country. We were supposed to play in the OQT this year, but with everything that happened, we got pushed back. So for me, it's the satisfaction of being able to represent the Philippines and, be on that stage and ultimately try and be in the Olympics, putting up a fight against the best guys on this 3x3 stage there is.
Okay, so here's a look at the quarterfinal bracket. Features 2 top seeds, but also 3 teams outside of the top 10. First up, can Lausanne Catapult continue their domination over world number 1 Lehman? The Swiss won both matchups in Hungary, but they were in the pool phase. Now the pressure of a knockout was a different challenge and proved to be with wet Stefan Kojic giving Lehman a commanding 7-2 lead. Lausanne needed to respond quickly, and up stepped Gilles Martin. He might be little, but Pikachu proves size don't matter, except for Mihailo Vasic. Nobody can stop the beast when he's hungry. This was almost done when quiet Stefan Stojic, aka Mr. Robot, found his spark. Martin did have one last party trick, but it wasn't enough, as Lehman won before the time limit to make the semis. Princeton, meantime, needed a dub badly. If they beat Jeddah, then the Americans would qualify for the World Tour final. But would they be running on fumes in their first event in 12 months? Kareem Maddox knew Princeton needed a fast start, but Jetta kept pace with Nemanja Draskovic clowning Craig Moore for the bucket. Damon Huffman was rejected by Kevin Core like a contestant on The Bachelor, but the American is tough and kept Princeton close. Maddox was a madman, but the Americans didn't have the firepower without Robbie Hummel. Core proved to be too much for Moore, and the big fella sealed the deal to put Jetta in the Final Four and send Princeton home. Defending Doha champs Riga were hot favorites over surprise packets Bielefeld LFDY, making their World Tour debut. The Germans did start well, but they were soon overwhelmed by 3x3 superhero duo Karlis Lasmanis and Norris Miezes. When Flight KLM is cooking from deep, it's over with. Matter of fact, the next Bad Boys film should feature Lasmanis and Miezes, because they the baddest duo around. Miezes was a straight hazard for sorry defenders, and Lasmanis, my guy was just doing it for the gram. Riga scored the last 10 points to win easy, 21-7. Last but not least, emerging powerhouse Utena Uni Club looked to extinguish Lucelle and the hopes of local fans. Zygamantas Skukas, the highest scorer on day one, continued to do his thing. Lucelle were overmatched, but Suli Endor at least provided cheer for the fans with some big flushes. The Lithuanians switched a gear or two, though. They scored 10 straight points with Skukas and Ignas Vaidkus taking turns like Bodas and Lewis Hamilton. The deadly duo combined for 19 points as Utena Uni Club won well under the time limit. It was a sigh of relief for Ulaanbaatar MMC Energy and Amsterdam, who qualified for the World Tour final. The shootout contest. This is the moment we crown the best sniper in the whole tournament. Utena Uni Club's Ignas Vaidkus and Zamal Teltovic from Bielefeld LFDY set the pace with 9 points apiece. Last but certainly not least, Losel's Kostas Vasiliadis was inspired by the home support, and my guy started hot. The former Greek basketball international entered the final rack on 9, and then he calmly drained 2 money balls and confidently walked off after finishing with 13 points, much to the joy of the local fans. There's no more elegant 3x3 player than Spencer Jennings, who's always looked like he should be on the cover of GQ. The 29-year-old believes 3x3's flair perfectly matches his creative instincts.
5-on-5, sometimes you have to have the image of the team or the image of the brand that they want to project on you. But with 3-on-3, you have more time and more creative ability to go your own path, make your own way, and create something that is unique and individual to yourself. Looking good for me on the court is very important. I wouldn't say I try too hard at it, but I'm definitely aware of making a good appearance out there. Go-to items, definitely accessorize a little bit. Sometimes wear an arm sleeve, sometimes the headband, and I try to reflect how I'm feeling that day with the shoes that I wear. So sometimes bright colors, sometimes white, sometimes black if I'm feeling a little dark.
So who does he think is the most stylishly dressed 3x3 team on the World Tour?
I haven't been on the World Tour, of course, that long, but I'd say that team from Lausanne, the Swiss, they got a nice style to them, so I tip my cap to them.
Like a real-life James Bond, looking sharp and smooth comes naturally for the classy Jennings.
I'd say I'm pretty well dressed off the court, so I look a lot of fashion, but I don't go too extreme. You see guys like Russell Westbrook and Kelly Oubre in the NBA, they take it to another level, but I just try to make sure my clothes are fitted nice and that I keep my good posture and try to carry a certain elegance about myself. Like Roger Federer is a good role model for that. Everything he does is pretty pristine, another Swiss guy.
Feel like you need to scrub up a little better? Don't worry, our fashionista is here to help.
First thing to look good on the court is before the game, take a cold shower. Closes your pores and also it awakes you up and gets you most energetic and awake before the game. Second thing I'd say is to have a plan of what you're gonna wear. Make sure it fits your body type and the way you look. Third tip, I would say, get a good barber, get a fresh cut before the match, and you feel good with a nice clean haircut. And confidence is a big thing. So I'd say the fourth thing is just be confident, rock your look. And then the fifth thing is just have fun and be genuine. You know, no one's the best dressed person in the world. There's always somebody that does it better than you. So just relax, have fun, be in the moment and be yourself and do things that are unique to you.
All right, now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Don't Debate Me, the dunk contest. Now, there were only 2 contestants this year, but it happens to be 2 of the best to ever do it. Poland's Rafa Lipinski and Chris Staples from the USA. In a final for the ages, Lipek got the party started with a nasty reverse dunk after jumping over our very own community manager Esteban, who normally gets dunked on just standing on the court. Staples responded with a signature inverted 360-degree dunk through the legs that got him perfect 10s. It was Lipek's turn to earn perfect marks with a ridiculous 360-degree dunk between the legs over Staples, one of my favorite dunks of the whole contest. But the American was not impressed. Staples, that is. He pulled out his Christ air dunk, maybe the most photogenic jam in dunk history. With the scores level, it all came down to the final dunks. Lipek shook off a bad limp and powered home the windmill over 1, 2, 3 dudes. Staples had one opportunity. He needed at least straight 9s, but instead, he gave us straight 10s. The masked man finished with a scorpion dunk over his longtime rival, transforming the state-of-the-art Rafa Sports Complex into his very own Staples Center. Seeds 3 to 6 miss out, with number 1 Lehman playing number 7 Jeddah, while number 2 Riga faced number 12 Utena Uni Club. First up, Lehman knew this wasn't going to be easy, having only beaten Jeddah at the Hungry Masters in OT after a Maxim Kovacevic 2-point TSO buzzer beater. The Serbs went down low for a reliable source, and Mihailo Vasquez ate up the opportunities. But Kevin Core went hardcore to keep it close and give the underdogs a chance. But Stefan Stojicic wasn't having it. Mr. Robot was rewired and went at Core before dishing the sexy dime. He switched to 5G to sink Jeddah as Stefan Kojic put the final nail in the coffin with a sick one-legged step back. Lehman on to yet another final.
Last year, sadly, I didn't play because I was injured. So this is the first time for me being in Doha, in Qatar. So I'm really happy to be in the final.
It's a rematch of the Debrecen Masters semifinal with Riga out for revenge against Utena Uni Club. The Latvians came out blazing through sniper Egers Krumins, who was firing like he was playing Call of Duty. Utena Uni Club's new cult hero, Zygamantas Skukas, tried to keep his team afloat, but Riga was sinking shots left and right. Karlis Lasmanis went nah, and Norris Miezes was robbing buckets. Riga scored 7 of 8 points during one stretch to pull well clear, and it was just a matter of time at that point. Lasmanis put one more on his bucket list before his partner in crime crossed up as Riga won 21-13 and well under the limit. Their dreams of Doha Masters back-to-back champs remains on track.
We need these emotions, we live from them, so thank you to all the crowd and Latvian spectators, so thank you Doha.
Meet Zygamantas Skukas. Utena Uni Club's newbie has already proven a fan favorite through his energetic play and sheer force of personality. Naturally active, playing hoops was a natural fit for Skukas' unlimited energy.
When I was a kid, I tried to play piano for 3 years, but I was a hyperactive kid, so I couldn't sit in one place for 6 hours just playing the piano. So I cried a lot doing that. So my mother said, "Okay, enough," and she let me to try whatever I want, but my father was a basketball player till he was maybe 18 or 19, so he said maybe you want to play basketball. I tried, I liked it, and that's it. So I'm playing basketball for 20 years.
3x3 has proven to be ideal for the Lithuanian skill set, although the big fella admits he's still mastering the 21-point game's unique characteristics.
When I was a kid, we played 3x3 a lot, so maybe it's more suitable, but still, I'm oversized for, but I'm trying to still be fast, still practice on fast legs, fast movement, because I have to play against smaller, faster guards, especially in 3x3. There is a lot of fast guys. So right now, in what shape I'm in, I think I'm good at it.
The 28-year-old has made such an impression that he's already got a memorable nickname, the Lithuanian Rodman, named, of course, after the much-loved NBA legend, known for his hustle and emotion.
I don't know who called me Lithuanian Rodman, but yeah, I heard this nickname for a few times. I think it's because I'm not a good rebounder or something, but it's because, sometimes I play maybe dirty, maybe I fight a lot, maybe too much. I play with passion. I'm very emotional, and sometimes those emotions burn me from inside, so because Lithuanians are, more calmer people, so I'm more like, Argentinian. I just fight, I fall on the ground, I don't know, maybe 1,000 times a year, and it's for 20 years and my body's starting to feel that. So, yeah, but I know how to do that. So, yeah, the main word would be a fighter.
In a rematch of last year's Doha final, world number 1 Lehman looked to make it 3 of 4 Masters this year, while number 2 Riga hoped to repeat as champs and tie Lehman with 2 titles for the season. What happened next was straight history, y'all. Last year's Doha Masters MVP, Karlis Lasmanis, loves the big stage, and he proved unstoppable from the get-go. But the Serbs made their move with a 9-3 run, with Stefan Stojic bombing from the logo and giving Norris Miezis tendinitis in the process. A 4-point play from Stefan Kojic gave Lehman a big 18-12 lead. Lasmanis put his cape on, but it looked like it was going to be in vain. Alexander Ratkov gave Lehman a 20-15 advantage, and everybody, including myself, was thinking this thing is over with. Riga made the most of Lehman's foul trouble, and Edgar's crewman's bucket got him within 1. After Lehman missed chances, Batman came to the rescue. In an insane 3x3 finish, Lasmanis called game and the title with an incredible Tissot buzzer beater.
Karlis Lasmanis, Batman, with the heroics in Doha. One more again as he shreds the threads for the dub.
His 11 points inspired the biggest comeback since Kanye dropped My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, as Riga go back-to-back in Doha. Even though he had a quiet final, Norris Miezis was named MVP after starring throughout the entire tournament.
We make just a lucky shot, and that's why we won.
And that's what you call it, a lucky shot, or was it one of those that you practice all the time?
We practice all the time.
All right, here's what y'all been waiting for, right? The top 5, the creme de la creme of the Doha Masters, served up right here, right now. First off, at number 5, Musab Caddy can bounce like a man on the moon. That's why I'm gonna call him Kid Caddy.
Oh, get that mess up out of here. Musab Caddy, take your stuff and leave.
At number 4, first it was the block, then the Tissot buzzer beater. Reem the dream in the clutch.
What a finish for Princeton as Kareem Maddox single-handedly turned the game in Princeton's favor.
In at number 3, Joshua Munzon with the dime delivery. My guy got vision cleared in VVS. Talking about dimes, in at number 2, Stefan Kojic passing like the teacher's pet. That's gonna get him on the honor roll. Maybe dime of the year.
That pass was sick. You can't mess up an assist like that.
And at number 1, he's the best Batman since Christian Bale. Karlis Lasmanis with the iconic Tissot buzzer beater.
Can you believe it? The reigning Doha Masters champs stay the champs. Oh my goodness. This was a Riga team that was down 20-15.
It all comes down to 3x3's showpiece event, the World Tour Final in Jeddah on December 18th and 19th. Lehman, Novi Sad, Riga, New York Harlem, Shake Kubale, Piran, Amsterdam, Ub, Ulaanbaatar MMC Energy, Lausanne Catapult, Jeddah, and Utena Uni Club all have a chance to claim 3x3's biggest prize. Remember, you can follow it live with the hashtag 3x3WT on all of FIBA 3x3 social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.